If you could be reincarnated as anything, including inanimate objects, what
Oh,
would she pick?
I don't think I would want to be an inanimate object. You're not alive.
Yo, 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 what's up, chat? Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening. How's everyone doing today? Everyone's pulling up. What's going on, chat? So, this is episode 12. I'm super excited for this one. Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now, Niz, hey, she's hardcore, bro. She's a rider because she's sick today. She was pushing. She's like, yo, Ted, let's fucking do it. Let's fucking do it. I'm down. I was like, all right, look. I want to make sure that you're good, but she said she's good. Before I start and introduce her a little bit, for those that's watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. So that way you don't miss an episode on the channel. But hey, everyone, welcome in Niz. I have known Niz for six,
Almost a
7 months,
year.
almost a year. I don't remember how we met Niz. I think it
I
was.
remember.
You remember? Okay,
I remember.
well, yeah, we'll talk about it later. But I'm not gonna say too much about her. Niz, go ahead and do your thing. Just kind of introduce yourself, and for those people that might not know you.
Hi, everybody. My name is, well, actually, hold on. Wait. Let me start by apologizing. I'm a really big apologist. I'm sick. If you couldn't tell, if you don't know me yet, this is not how I normally sound. I sound really ugly. But I'm here. I wanted to hang out with you guys. Teddy has been so nice to me saying, like, don't worry, we can reschedule. I want you to feel better. Let's prioritize your health. But I was so hyped to be here. Nothing was going to stop me. And so I'm here. And thank you guys for showing up. So, anyways, okay, who am I? My name is Niz, or Nizze, or Nizzy, whatever you want to call me. I like to call myself a variety yapstress. I know that there's a lot of yappers out there, but I wanted to give myself my own title. I even put it on a hat. So you know when it's on a hat, it's real, right?
Let's
So
go.
I'm a yapstress. I'm a yapstress. I play a variety of games. I mostly sit on loading screens. I love to talk to people. I'm an extrovert. I love to get to know people. That's why I started streaming, just to be able to connect with people. I love getting to know like what makes people tick, what they love, what they're passionate about. And pretty much that. I've been streaming for almost 2 years now, and some of my favorite games are The Last of Us, Last of Us Part 2. I was
Let's
really
go.
excited when Teddy played that. Yeah, the Fallout series, Stardew Valley, Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for now.
Awesome, awesome. So when you said 2 years of streaming, what actually? Let me bring it back. Before we do that, how did you
Yes.
come up with the name, the Twitch handle,
Oh.
Nizzy?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, because it's not like a common name. A lot of people are like, actually, it was funny. Somebody asked me, "Is that your real name?" And I was like, "No," because he literally thought my real government name was Nizandra. And I was like, that is so creative. Like, why would you think of, like, whose name is Nizandra, like, in the world?
Yeah.
Anyways, it's based off a high school nickname that one of my IRL friends gave me. It's part of my, like, real name. I'm down to tell you in the DMs, but I'm not. I
Yeah,
know
don't.
not a lot of people know what my real name is. Some people do, but yeah. So just know it's like inspired by my real name. But I don't
Yeah,
think anyone would guess it,
yeah,
honestly.
Chad. Don't ask her. Okay, don't ask her. Okay, that's what's up. So when you said, okay, back to the whole streaming. When you said 2 years, like what actually
Yeah.
what got you into streaming?
I think I was introduced to streaming kind of late, maybe around right before COVID, and I really started watching during COVID. Maybe that resonates with a lot of people. I feel like other people did that too, and maybe some people got big on Twitch during that time. But for me, I was just introduced around that time. Wasn't doing too much. I think I was unemployed during that time. And when I was watching people, I just found it really interesting. And it really called to me since I'm an extrovert and I crave human connection. I love talking to people. I love getting to know them, like I said earlier. So yeah, I just thought like that looks really fun and I want to try to do that. But then it took me, I think like 3 years to really get myself together. I didn't even have a PC at the time. And so I had to learn about building a PC because my original PC was a full custom. I mean, so was my second. Yeah, like I learned about it, researched the parts, talked to my friend who really helped me build the PC, and then I finally started my journey like around July 2024.
Okay.
So yeah, almost 2 years now.
Okay, okay. So you said you didn't start with a PC. Did you start with a console?
Yes, but
Okay.
I guess my gaming journey, I've always streamed off of a PC, but my gaming journey started on like a desktop big ass computer. When I was a kid, when my
Yeah.
mom had it in the house, like
Yeah, yeah.
playing a Minesweeper and The
Yeah.
Sims and Age of Empires 2 and yeah, all these like really old games. And then after that, I only had handhelds. So I had like a Game Boy Pocket red because that's our favorite color,
Let's go.
Teddy. A
Let's
Game Boy
go.
Pocket red, and then after that, I had so many different Game Boys over the years, and I finally got a PlayStation 3. I think in like 2011 or something like that.
Okay.
So I'm really late to the PC game. I built my first custom PC in 2023. I'm new. I'm new on the block.
No worries. No worries. I don't know if you heard our stories with me, Romy, Quake, and Drop. When we first started, it was actually through the PC. Also, not through the PC, but through the console. We had Xbox, so we had no
Okay,
camera.
nice.
We were kind of doing it through our laptop, through our crappy ass laptop that was literally about to blow up. Yeah, so we started building our PCs in 2021 or 2022,
Okay,
and yeah, so you're not
around the same time.
yeah, around the same
Okay,
time. So we knew nothing,
nice.
nothing about PC shit.
Right.
But yeah, it's been a journey. You mentioned your games, The Last of Us, and have you always been like into horror games or
Um,
spooky games?
no, they scare me. I feel like I only play them on stream when I'm forced, and when I say forced, lovingly encouraged by chat. But no, for me, why I love The Last of Us series is because it's a story-driven game. I think my favorite genre of games are story-based. I think I'm really bad at playing story-based games on stream because I talk too much. So yeah, like I don't know if that's my vibe on stream anymore, but before I ever started streaming, I was always just immersed in these amazing stories that just really grip you and stay with you after it ends. You know what I mean? Like I've thought about The Last of Us for so long just in my mind. And so horror games, you know what? I would say my first foray into horror was Dead by Daylight, and some people won't even consider that horror, but that was me just like first time playing with people and first time horror. But my real first horror game was Resident Evil 7
Okay, nice.
Biohazard.
Oh, really?
I went
Shit.
full in, dude. I was pissing
Damn.
myself. It was bad. It was
That's
bad.
what I actually haven't got into that yet. I mean,
Really?
I got into Resident Evil not too long ago, so I played two,
Okay.
three, four, and then six with my boy Rain Plays Games, and
Right, right.
now I'm playing nine, and I'm
Okay.
absolutely loving it. I'm like, why the hell did I not get into this a long time ago?
Yeah.
So
That's kind of how I feel too.
yeah, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. So what would be Biohazard? Will that be the scariest one that you have played? Like where you
Yeah, for
just like
me,
yeah,
yeah, 100%. Like, I can't wait for you to play it. I'm so glad that I'm finding out that you haven't played it because
yeah.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be sat watching you. Like, especially as a first game. At least you play a lot of horror, but when you're like brand new to the genre like me, like they did so good on sound design and atmosphere and lighting. Well, the lighting is not really there, but you know what I mean? They really create this atmosphere of fear and you don't know where it's around the other corner and you're
Mm.
literally just like, I don't even want to press W. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm hyped for you to play. It's so good.
Yeah, I've seen a few people play it, and I'm like, holy shit! Like this is scary as
It's
hell.
good.
I can tell you
It
this.
is.
I can tell you this. Probably the most scariest one I played is at Dead of Night. So I don't know if you've ever played it,
Oh,
and
mm-mm.
that shit had me losing my voice. So it's
Really?
yeah. Have you ever seen
Oh
the gameplay of
no.
that?
No, I should write it
No.
down, but
Yeah.
I did think it would kill me.
Yeah, it's pretty bad because it's more like what's what they call it? Like a point and click or click and point kind of game.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
actually moving, you don't have full control, but the jump
Yikes.
scares is ridiculous, ridiculous.
Oof. Oh
Okay, so
no.
what would be your favorite game either that you streamed before or right now?
You know what? I really like the game I'm playing right now, Cult of the Lamb.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Mostly, yeah, mostly because of the Twitch integration. Literally being in my cult and like seeing familiar names all
yeah.
over, like from Twitch, like, people from the community. It's so much fun and it makes it better.
Yeah.
Other than that, like if I'm super honest with you guys, I don't have a super clear memory of the games that I play because I'm mostly talking.
Yeah.
Like literally, I'm just always yapping that I can't even remember what I'm doing. It's hard to balance for me.
Okay.
And you've hung out with me. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't miss any chat. I'm just like so
She is
laser
locked in.
focused.
Yeah, she is locked in.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that goes for a lot of people. You got people that just super locked in and miss chat, which is totally fine. You got to focus on the game,
Yeah.
and you got other people that's just like, I want to engage with my people. Like shit.
Yeah.
Like I will pause the game and be like, hey, like what's up?
Yes.
How we doing? Like which is what a lot of viewers, supporters that don't stream would love to see because I
That's
don't know
true.
if you agree with me, but like if I hop in the stream and you do not acknowledge me in like 2 minutes, I'm out. Like yo, like at least say
Yeah.
something. So you
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, I feel similarly.
and you
Because
do
I
great. You
I've
do
never
great.
watched the game.
Yeah,
Thank you. I
yeah,
appreciate it. I'm never coming for the game. I want everyone to know I'm there for the person, the personality, the vibes. Like I'm literally never watching.
yeah.
Like almost never.
It's all good. It's all good. I got one more question before actually we get to a topic of today's episode. One, when you hit affiliate, how long did it take, and how did you feel? And do you feel like you want to push for partner, or is it something you've been thinking about? Something like that.
I can't remember how long it took me to get to affiliate because even though I said July, truly, my streaming journey started like the last day of January 2024. Because I
Okay.
remember telling myself in 2024, I'm going to stream.
Yeah.
And so I took like like literally till I'm a huge procrastinator. So July 31st, 2024, but I only had like 5 streams because then I moved. So then it took me a while to settle into my next apartment. So I don't really count those 5 streams.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's cheating, but I had maybe like 0 to 2 people maybe popping in. When I really full sent July and was consistent with it multiple times a week, I don't know, maybe it took me like a month or so to
Okay.
reach affiliate. And then in terms of partner, I have imposter syndrome. I'm sure a lot of us here do. And so I'm really hard on myself. And I don't, even if I want something, I'm not sure if I can reach it.
Mhm.
And so I would love to become a partner. I would love to be a full time streamer. And well, I'll say that. I would love that, but I don't think I can do it. But the only reason why recently I've started thinking about it is because people have been mentioning it to me, like, oh, maybe
Mm.
you could do that or whatever.
Mm.
So I guess that's what planted the seed for me.
I can tell you this, Niz, and I know a few people that has been in the chat that has been tuning into your streams. I can see it happening. A lot of people would say that I don't care about views. I personally do care because I want to make sure that I'm entertaining. If there's not a lot of people, then I will focus on the game. But if I have like a lot of views, I gotta it means something to me. According to you, with you is you've been pushing like on average, at least from my eyes, on average 35 to 40 views. So I can see it happen. And I think you should.
Yeah.
But I think I think you should just push for it. You got
But
this.
I think you need 75
You need 75.
average.
Yeah, you need
That's a
75.
lot.
It
That's a
is.
lot.
It is. It is. And that's
Uh,
just, as long as you are who you are and
that's true.
vibe with everybody and you connect with different communities, you can do it. And
Well, I
people
appreciate
love
the
your
vote of
vibe.
confidence.
Of course, of
Thank
course,
you.
of course.
Thank you,
You're
Teddy.
you're fucking awesome. So, and I know,
Likewise.
especially Romy and Quake. I know, we're basically like family to you. So yeah. So it
No,
is what it
legit,
is.
legit.
Yeah,
I appreciate you guys. And if you want the lore drop, since you don't remember Teddy, I very clearly remember how I met you guys.
yeah.
Because it was really like a special thing for me where I was playing Resident Evil 8 almost a year ago. I think it was like August or September. And randomly, this account called Cuencavelli came up. And I was like, I don't know who this is, but I was just like, hey, what's up? And I was like doing horribly in the game. By the way, like, guys, that's why I'm here for the yaps. Like, I'm so bad at playing games. I was fumbling or doing whatever in the game, and Cuenca comes in randomly, just bringing the hype. Just, you guys know him, like,
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
a vibe. And I had so much fun chatting with him. And then so I tuned into his next stream, and that's when he was playing the pool thing whatever. What was that? The pool simulator shit, whatever that
Oh, the
was.
water park, the water park.
The
Yeah,
water park,
yeah.
yes. And I just remember the very first moment I came in. Oh Lord, the very first moment I came in, and everybody was so welcoming and so nice and like literally hype. Like I felt like you guys made me feel like somebody. You know what I mean? Because you're like, oh my god, Niz is here, and like, and that was the first time I met everybody else. Like I had already met Quank, and everyone was so nice. And I just want to take a second and say that your guys' community crew love is really special. I think I'm part of a lot of different communities, and I'm not trying to talk down anybody
Mm.
at all, but it just feels like genuine support and care and homey vibes and just I don't know, you guys are really doing something different and I'm glad that like I said, so that's almost a year now. I met Quenk like around September last year, and just seeing you guys grow and just in almost a year's time, it's amazing to see.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
I thank you for the kind words. I mean, we've if it wasn't for you guys, like yourself and everybody else in the community, I mean, it's Crew Love wouldn't be Crew Love the way how it is now. So appreciate
Right.
everyone's love and support. Appreciate you. So we're gonna go ahead and start with a topic. I
Oh
told
boy.
Niz, so she shared a lot. Of her journey and from now or from when she started until recently of what happened. So but we'll go ahead and get to that. Topic is real life changes and goals. Can you go ahead and from the time you streamed to the time you had to stop streaming? Because I want, because I know a lot of people, whether they're streamers or gamers, they life be life, and sometimes that shit will knock you down and kind of just makes you feel like, do I even want to keep doing it? Because I just don't have the energy, or I feel sad or mad or whatever. Like, yeah, go ahead and do all that. Go ahead and tell chat because a lot of people don't know your story. So
Right.
I would love to, know your real life changes when it comes to that. Yo, what's good? I hope everyone's enjoying today's episode. And if you're feeling the love and vibing out with my guest today, please make sure you check out their content. Links will be in the description below. And do not forget to like, comment, subscribe. And with that being said, let's get back to it.
Let's get into it. Okay, so I streamed pretty consistently from July 2024 up until December 2024. Sorry, 2025. So I had passed my 1 year anniversary from affiliate. And honestly, streaming is one of my favorite hobbies. I love doing it. I get so much energy from chat. Like anytime I'm having a bad day, I go live and it's another story. It's a 180. I feel so much better. And so I never anticipated stopping. And for those who don't know, I took like a 4 month break, I think it was from mid December until the very last day of March of this year. It happened really suddenly. It was unplanned. And I kind of just disappeared. So even if you ask literally Teddy, Quank, Romy, like all these people that I was hanging out with regularly, I just was gone. I didn't have it in me to even visit streams because people are always asked like how are you, and I didn't want to talk about it, and so I just disappeared. What happened was I was in a relationship for 5.5 years, which is so embarrassing to say. And I know everyone always tells me it's not embarrassing, it's fine, but for me, I don't want to have regrets in my life, but I will say that this relationship, huge regret, which is fine. It's in the past. We all learn from things like that. Basically, it was not great. It was, I would say, toxic, especially at the end. It was up and down. We were always fighting off and on for like 5 years, but it really came to a head in December when basically, I'll never forget. It was literally Halloween 2025. That night, I went out with friends and I invited my ex, and he said no because he worked late, and which is fine. But okay, if you don't want to go, then that's on you, right? So we went out, and I didn't even get home that late. I think I got home like maybe around 2 or 3 or something. And by the way, interrupt me whenever you want, Teddy.
No,
Let
go
me
ahead.
know
I want
if
you
you
to
have
tell your story.
questions.
Now go ahead.
um, and so I got home like maybe around like 2 or something, and he was already asleep. And so the next morning when I wake up, he's already out of the bedroom. And so when I get up, and move my way to the living room. He's pissed. Like he's just mad. It's obvious. He's not saying anything, but he's mad. So I try to pull it out of him, and he finally admits that he's upset that I was out so late. I was operating under the idea that he was fine if I would be out late because maybe a year before that, he was out with his cousin till about like 5 a.m. I'm not gonna lie, guys.
Wow.
It's fine. And he was with his family who he never gets to see. But the thing is, at the time, he said, I don't care what time we get home. And I was like, okay, so you don't care. But he always had double standards for me. Surprise, surprise. And so it's okay for him, not okay for me. And so he was just really upset that I got home so late. Basically, our fight just escalated. It got worse and worse and worse just that morning. It just got so bad to the point where he was saying, if you stay out that late ever again, I will lock you out of the apartment that we shared. Like he would deadbolt the top, make sure I couldn't get in. And I said, what? Excuse me? Like, no one's ever spoken to me like that. I would never even say that to a friend, you know? Like,
Wow.
or even a roommate that I don't know, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think about Olivia Dean. If anybody of you who knows that singer, she has a song, and one of the lyrics is, I'm gonna paraphrase. It's basically like, if you wouldn't even do that to a friend, how could you do that to someone you love, right? And so I was in shock. Just him saying like, you're gonna lock me out, and I literally remember in the moment I was saying, what am I gonna do? Like, if you do that, like all my stuff is here. Where am I gonna go? What am I supposed to do? What if it's late? Because that's his point. If I'm
Yeah,
out too
yeah.
late, he's gonna lock me out. And then his answer was, "That's on you." And I said, "Okay." And in that same conversation, he started saying stuff like, "I'm gonna stop paying rent. You're gonna handle all of it. You're gonna stay." Like he just never made sense, right? When he's angry, I know I see your face. Like when he's angry, it's just he's saying whatever, right? That happened. We were like that for a week, where like that whole week he would just kind of like check on me because he would always apologize. This was the cycle we were always in. Something would happen, we would fight, he would apologize, promise to get better, and then we would fight again, and then things would get better, and you know what I mean? It was just the same
Yeah,
thing over and
yeah.
over again. A week passes, and I basically told him like throughout that time, I can't look past what you did. I can't get over it. Like it was scary. I was scared, guys. Like I literally that night, so the next day after I was out late, I actually had plans that night to go to a hockey game with my friends. I ended up not going. And I sent a really cryptic text to them, just like, hey, I can't make it. And they were like, are you okay? Like, they're trying to call me because I don't really do that. So I didn't even go out. I don't think I went out that entire week because I was just afraid anytime I would step out that I wouldn't be able to get back in and
Mm.
have access to my things, you know? I just was stuck at home for that week, and then after that week, he comes to me, and I guess he just could feel the tension. He was like, "Okay, are we together or are we not?" He was like, "I'm going to the gym. I'll be back in an hour. Give me an answer when I'm back." And I'm like freaking out cuz I didn't want to be with him, but I also didn't want to trigger him. And despite being somebody who's very honest in general, I just really didn't want to do anything that would make anything worse. So I was willing to play along, you know, for the rest, because our lease was ending in maybe 4 months beyond that time. Like we had 4 months left on the lease, like, and I didn't want to pay for all the rent, and I didn't want to get stuck with, you know, whatever problems. Yeah, I didn't know what to do. I called my mom, and she was just like, "It's okay, we'll figure it out. Just be honest with him and whatever." So he comes back. I break up with him, and I was like, I literally just can't look past what you did, what you said to me. I've been afraid this whole time. I can't trust you anymore. I can't believe you said this to me. And so that was that. But we stayed living in the same apartment for about a month. If things were weird, they were up and down. Like sometimes we would act like sad that things were like, I mean, they already ended, but like it kind of felt like a movie, as dramatic as it sounds, where somebody has cancer and you know they're dying at the end of the movie, and you're
Yeah.
just kind of like trying to relish your time together, because we had such like a weird relationship where um it was always up and down, so that was normal for us. And so that's why sometimes we would be like acting like nothing changed, but then other times we're still fighting. And so, yeah, it was just up and down for a month. And then he goes to Hawaii for a week with his family, and that was pre planned. And so I was at the apartment by myself, thankfully, just having some peace for a week. And then when he came back swinging, metaphorically. He was mad again. He clearly had anger issues, but he was pissed. He was mad that I didn't pick him up from the airport, which, by the way, he landed while I was still working. And he just had all these expectations of me, even though we weren't together. Don't forget that. And I had a long day at work, I remember. And that's why, even though I'm such a self-sacrificial person, I was thinking of picking him up, but then I was like, you know what? There's so many times he didn't prioritize me, and I'm literally working right now. And I gave him a heads up, like, hey, I can't pick you up, so that by the time he landed, he knew. But regardless, he was mad. So he's mad about these things. He comes into the apartment. The mood is really bad. Again, I have to pull teeth and try to figure out, okay, are you okay? Like, what's going on? I'm sorry I didn't pick you up. But then it all just like explodes, right? And he, for the first time ever in 5 years, he starts insulting me. But before that, like, just so you know, like, us fighting and arguing, I'm trying to understand, like, it all just escalates. The volume's getting louder and louder, right? Because first we're like, why are you even mad? It's just like escalating. And so it gets to a point where now he's insulting me, and he's like, you fucking controlling, manipulative, disloyal bitch, asshole, blah, blah, blah. And I was clutching my pearls. I was shook. I was shocked. I was like, no one's ever spoken to me like this before. You've never spoken to me like this before. I was just like, crazy, crazy. So that was something. And then I feel like I blocked out the memory at this point, but I feel like he was insulting my parents too. And that's a big no, right? Because my parents, if you guys think I'm nice, I learned it all from my parents. They are angels on this earth. They are such lovely people. They helped him more than his own parents. My dad was willing to co-sign on an apartment for him when his dad wasn't willing to
Wow.
do that. Yeah. Like my parents moved him cuz when he was living in the same state as me, we helped him move twice. Like hired the U-Haul, everything. Like we helped him. We're nice people. And for him to like try to, bring us down, our characters, like that was crazy. But anyway, so he insulted me, tried insulting my family. I remember the fights just again, just as I tell this story, it's just getting, just imagine it's worse and worse and worse, and it's louder. And the next thing he did was he started bringing up me like leaving. So he said, okay, by the end of this weekend, because this was like a Wednesday night, by the end of this weekend, you're out of here. You got to move out, pack up your stuff. And guess what? You're going to pay the rest of the rent. He says this again. He goes, I already calculated it's about like 5,000 for the rest of the months that we have on here. But don't worry because mommy and daddy will help you. It'll be fine. He always wanted to weaponize my close relationship with my parents and always try to make me feel bad that they love me, which is interesting when I look back on it now, that they're always helpful and kind to me. And so he just tried to make it sound bad like that. And so yeah, he's telling me that I'm going to pay for the rest of the rent, but he's going to live there. I have to leave and I'll be fine, and I'm going to pay rent, but he's going to stay because he has a job, and his parents are out of state. So for him, he's like, this is where I belong, which didn't make any sense, right? It didn't make any sense. So he's saying that, and I'm refusing. I'm telling him, no, I have a job here too. You're not moving me. We both pay rent here. We're both on the lease. You're not kicking me out. Then his next step was to say, I will drag you out by your fucking hair and lock you out. And I said, okay. All right. Like, but you know
Mm.
what? I'm exaggerating. I'm saying now like that it seems like my response was calm, cool, and collected. It wasn't. Let me not front. I'm an honest person. In the moment I saw red, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was in his face. I was like, all right, do it, hit me, do it. What do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like a little
Yeah.
pit bull.
Fuck yeah.
Like
Fuck
I
yeah.
wasn't yeah, I wasn't like calm about it. I was like all up in his face. And I probably shouldn't have done that, because I could have put myself in real danger. But in the moment, I was just really angry, right? So I tell this story now with like, I'm able to smile and laugh and seem like I'm calm, but in the moment it was crazy. I don't want
Mm.
to act like I was a princess, at the time. So yeah, he said he would drag me up by my hair and lock me out. And then what else? There's some like little things in between before like the climax of it all. So the little things were, he said, "Oh, I'm a vegetarian for those who don't know." And he said, "You know what? I'm gonna start cooking meat in this place. I'm gonna make it smell so you don't want to stay here." Like he was literally being vindictive, where he would like use things that he knows are like matter to me or like or whatever important to me, and then he would like try to use it against me, right? So he was like, because he wasn't eating meat while he was with me, and that was really nice of him to do because he knew what it meant to me.
Mhm.
But he was like, "I'm gonna make this place smell so you can't get away, you can't stop me, this is my place, blah blah blah." And then I also remember he tossed a lighter at me and he said, "By the way, I relapsed and it's your fault." So like he had stopped smoking when he was with me, and it's crazy because there was like maybe 2 or 3 times before then, like months leading up to this, where I would ask him, like we'd get in the car and I smell something and I'm like, "Have you been smoking?" And straight up to my face, he's like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't smell it, whatever." So he was
What?
lying already. Yeah, he was already lying. Like, "You think I'm stupid, dude?" So he tossed the lighter and said it's my fault. I guess because I'm stressing you out, even though you've been threatening me. I'm stressing you out. Okay, whatever.
My God,
So
you're stressing yourself out. Like shit.
right,
Fuck.
right. You didn't have to do all this. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm glad, guys. I'm glad he did all this though, because thankfully we're not together, right? Like if he didn't say all this stuff, maybe I would have still been with him. And that's really
Mm, mm.
scary to think about. He was doing all these things in between, but then like ultimately the biggest thing that happened on that night, because one more big thing happens, is he knew I'm a germaphobe. I still am. I literally, this might sound crazy to you guys, I went to exposure therapy for my germ fear because, like, after COVID, remember everyone was wiping groceries and shit? Like, I don't know, it did something to me. And I literally had to be therapized to, like, not worry about germs so much, and he knew this, and I got better at it. But regardless, he walks on over to, we had 2 bedrooms at the time. He walks over to the bedroom, to the one that I had my original PC at, and there was a bed there too, and he was like, "This is your bed, right?" And we had been sleeping in separate beds because of everything that's been happening. He's like, "This is your bed, right?" He jumps onto the bed. I had folded laundry on it as well. And this is like his outfit straight from the airplane. He's rolling around all over my bed. He took his chinelas, and if you don't know what that means in Tagalog, that's his like slippers, and he rubbed the bottom of it all over my bed. The pillow, the clothes, the sheets, all up in there.
What a
I will tell you
fucking
guys,
child, yo. For real.
I have never experienced something as crazy as that. Like that kind of behavior. You see the shit on TV, you know what I mean? Um
Yeah.
it was just like to witness it in front of my eyes was just like wild. And this is someone who said that he loved me. You know what I mean? Like, and you're using something like literally weaponized my fear, my
Yep.
irrational fear, to be honest. I know
Yep.
that it's like it's not normal to be this like weirded out by germs. I know this. But he used it against me. He was vindictive and malicious and cruel, honestly. I saw red at that moment. I just like, oh, that was an insane time. I knew ever since, like, from that moment on, like, that was it. Like there was we could not come back from that. I already couldn't come back from you threatening to lock me out, but like this is the nail in the coffin. I never want to see you ever again. I hope the worst for you. Like, and I'm such a nice person, guys, and I hope I'm not just saying that to try to like make myself feel better. I really do believe that I'm a good person, but for the first time in my life, I'm like, I don't want you to have good things. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? And I've never wished ill of people, but the way that he acted is just like,
Nah,
it's
fuck
just
that.
so,
Nah, fuck
yeah,
that,
it's
yo. Like
crazy.
he deserves that shit. Go ahead and continue, but like after that, I know something happened with your PC, so go ahead and continue with that.
Yeah.
It gets worse, chat. It gets even worse.
It get
So,
You guys didn't think it could get worse, right? I didn't think it could get worse either. Oh my god, one more thing, guys. Picks up a brick. Yes. One more thing. Okay, so that was that night. That was the end of the fight, and he was kind of psycho because that same night he after he did all that, I'm just like sitting in my chair. I remember literally the same chair that I'm sitting in. And I remember earlier that night, he was saying, like, go ahead and cry. You always cry, blah, blah, blah. Like, as if, like, okay, and what? Like, what's so wrong about that? And so I remember thinking I didn't want to shed a tear. And so after he did all this stuff to my bed, I was just like sitting in silence. And I remember he just kept like trying to talk to me. And then he went to take a shower. I called my twin, who I think some of you met before. She used to stream, Teppy, and I was like, "This just happened," and she's the only person that knew, like was caught up on what was going on with me and him. Nobody else really knew. It just her and my mom and one of my friends. And so I called her and she was like, "You gotta leave. You gotta get out now." And I was like, "Oh my God." Like, thank God for her because honestly, I don't know if I would have left. I might even still be with his ass if, like, because like, everyone wants to tell me when I tell the story that I'm strong for getting out, but I don't feel strong because I feel like I would have stayed because that was the cycle we were always in. My therapist called it emotional abuse, and I didn't know it at the time. So I feel like I would have stayed. And thank goodness for her waking me up and making me realize that wasn't okay, obviously, but not just that, but also she was saying that the actions he's taking progressively are getting worse and worse. If you don't get out now, he's going to hit you next. And even if he doesn't, all the things that he's saying are mentally, emotionally going to damage you. And you don't know how long it's going to take to get over that and to fix that. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. So I called her. She told me to leave and we hung up. Cause like, it felt like a movie, guys. I was like whispering because she called me. I didn't call her. And I was like, I don't know if he's going to hear me, like, it was a scary time. He gets out of the shower. We're done with the phone. And now he's like being calm because this is how he always was, up and down. Now he's like saying, "Have you eaten? Can I buy you dinner? Let's eat. I haven't eaten either." And I'm like, "No, don't, like, just leave me alone. You don't need to buy me dinner. Like, don't talk to me." Yeah. And he was like, "It's okay. Let me just, whatever." So he buys food. We eat in silence. Oh, he was trying to apologize. Oh, and he was trying to like take my sheets off the bed so he could go put them in the washing machine. And I was like, "Don't touch my stuff. Like, literally just leave me alone. Don't do anything." And he was like, "I'm trying to help." And I'm like, "Stop." Right? Like, it was just insane. And so anyways, I decided the next morning that I would leave that night. The following day, I announced to him that I'm leaving tonight and there's nothing you can do about it. He tried to ask me to stay. And I was like, "You literally just said yesterday that I need to move out. What?" And he was like, "Just stay. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah." We tried to just like get some closure, like I took the initiative to be like, "You know what? I know I'm not perfect. I'm so sorry for any hurt that I've caused you, anything that I've done in these 5 years, whatever." And so he apologized for things too. And I remember the very last moment. Oh, and actually, before I say that, he's such an interesting person because I had said the night before that one of the reasons I wasn't going to leave was because of my job, which was valid and legit. And I remember, so the next day he was like, "How can you leave? You use the reason that your job is here. What are you going to tell them?" As if he cared, like, how his image is going to be after this. Like, you can't do all the things that you did and then like worry about what I'm going to say about you. I was like, "I don't know what I'm going to say, but it's none of your business." Anyways, I remember the very last moment that we had, he literally had to leave for work, and thank goodness he had to leave for work because we might have just talked again and resolved things like we always did in the past, right? So thankfully, he had to leave for work. And the last moment we shared, I swear to you, I was hyperventilating. I was crying and I was hyperventilating. I was just saying, like, "If there's anything you do, the last thing you do for me, please, please just pay your rent." I was begging. I just couldn't afford that. I couldn't
Mhm.
afford both of our rent for the next couple months. And so he leaves. Maybe 2 hours go by or 4 hours. And he texts me and he's like, "I just got chewed out by my supervisor. Can you please stay? I need to talk to someone. I want to see you when I get home tonight." And I was like, "No, I'm leaving. Goodbye." Like, how could you treat me the way that you treated me and then you want help from me? I don't know, whatever. It doesn't make sense. I left that night. I just carried what I could carry, so like maybe 7 bags. I made a calculated decision for what I was leaving behind. Because I know maybe I could have called someone, but I don't know. I'm independent to an extent where it's just like I don't like asking for help, and so it's just like okay, whatever I can carry and put in my car. So I left my PC behind. It's not a mistake, in my opinion. I think it was a calculated risk and decision. And I honestly still stand by it today because so many people offered to go back and get it for me. Like my dad, Rivera, who's in the chat earlier, like people were like, let's go get your stuff. But I was so afraid of him at that point where I didn't want to go back and get it even when he's at work.
Mhm.
And then he comes home and let's say he like gets triggered and trashes the whole
Mhm.
apartment.
Mhm.
And who's going to pay for that, right? So I just didn't want to do anything. I was walking on eggshells at that point and I was like, okay, my computer at the time was maybe worth, let's say 14, 1500 maybe.
Mhm.
Which I mean obviously is still a lot of money, but my rent, like rent between me and him would have cost more for me to handle by myself. So I was like, okay, I'm going to leave it behind. And so I was gone from Miami. I went to my hometown with my parents and I was there for 2 months, I think. So I spent, thankfully, the holidays, I was like with family and stuff, but I just always had a bad feeling, that like I didn't know what was going on back home. Thankfully, he sent me his last thing for the rent. Literally, we haven't spoken since. I think I thanked him. Like, I don't even know why I still do things like that. I thanked him for the rent. He never answered. That's fine. I asked him to cancel an account that we shared and he thumbs up react to it, which pissed me off, but whatever, that's fine. Like, you're gonna do all the shit and you're the one not talking to me, whatever. But it's better off that way. It's better we didn't start talking. He had told me previously, like when I was still living there, that he would be gone by the time the lease is over. So I purposefully came back just a week before it ended. And I had no idea what I was coming back to. I was really scared. I didn't know if the place would be trashed, if my things would be gone, if I had no idea. And so my parents came with me. My old roommate came just because she knew I needed some support. And so everything looked okay in the living room and stuff like that. I did start noticing a few things, like he had ripped our photos together, which is literally like, are you in high school? But okay, like ripped our photos. I noticed all of my plants were gone, and I'm like, what do you have against my plants? He threw away some of my stuff, trashed some things, stole my like nonstick frying pan, or threw it away. I don't know, or maybe he thought it was his because he's dumb. But like, why are you taking my pan, dude? And then I finally get to my room with the bed, the PC, and I sit there and again I'm seeing some like ripped things. Like I'm looking and I'm like, okay, my monitor's busted. I could tell like maybe he punched it. I don't know, but I could see there was like a discoloration. So one monitor was gone, and then I finally turned to my tower and I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, there's a fan that was forcibly ripped out. You know that shit is screwed in,
Screwed
right?
in, yep.
So the fan was ripped. I don't know where he got a screwdriver, but anyways, he ripped it out, threw that away. Both of my RAM sticks, which if anyone's building a PC right now, those are so expensive because of AI and stuff right now. So my RAM sticks were gone. You can see like pins on the motherboard are like bent and everything's just scratched up. And then you could see a bunch of like cutting attempts like on my PSU wires and shit. And this loser, I know he used my own scissors because no judgment to people, but I never leave my scissors sitting like this. I always close it. If you leave it like this, that's your business. But I leave my stuff closed. And when I got back to my seat, it was sitting there like this. And I'm like, I know I didn't do that. You used my own scissors. How dare you? To ruin my PC, which he knew was my most prized possession. It was my favorite thing. Like, and honestly, maybe he took his anger out on it because a lot of times like he would be watching TV and I'd be playing on the computer. Like maybe it was something he just believed like got in the middle of our relationship, whatever. And so he cut a bunch of wires. I went in the back and like literally everything is just like messed up. And so 100% I could not even turn on that computer because something might have sparked. I don't know if something would catch fire. So that it was just trashed. It was rendered unusable. And I felt so defeated. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't have the money, to just get a
Get another.
whole new
Mhm.
PC. Yeah, and it
Mhm.
took me years to research, save up to buy it. I remember maybe it was like a maybe a day after, I made an announcement in my Discord. I wrote this long thing, included all these pictures, and part of me, like, to share what happened with my computer to my community, and part of me wasn't sure if I should do it because I didn't want to. I don't know. I'm always worried about what people think, and I know I shouldn't, but I guess I was worried of what people might think. But also, like, is this too much to share? Is this too personal? Like, I was just in my head, but in the end, I decided that I would share it because I mean, it affected my streams. Like, obviously, I was gone for how many months already, and people didn't know why.
Yep.
I
Yep.
remember I made an announcement, like, when I left town, just saying, like, hey, I don't know when I'm gonna be back. I'm not gonna be with my PC. I'll see you guys in February. So I wanted to update them, and I felt like I owed it to them. And so in this long ass post, I explained not the full details, but just that, like, my PC was destroyed because I didn't know how I would rebuild it or what I would do. I said that I'm not gonna come back to streaming. I literally said that's it for me. Like, I had a great run. I'm so glad I met you guys. I don't know what I'm gonna do now, but I just felt like it was too much of a hurdle to overcome. Because of that, some really special, amazing people in my community created a campaign, a fundraiser, and so many people were super generous with me, and I was so like amazed that people raised money and donated parts. Like, the monitor that I'm looking at right now came from a stranger, anonymous. Like, I don't even know who donated this monitor to me, and my whole new PC that I'm talking to you guys on now was fully funded by the community. And I think it was so amazing and crazy that, like, I could experience the worst of humanity and the best of humanity at the same time, you
100%.
know? And
Mm.
yeah, and I was really humbled and blessed, and I so many times that I just felt like I don't deserve this, or like, who am I? Like, this is your guys' hard earned money. And, I just didn't, I don't know, it was overwhelming in the best way. And so I knew I had to come back, and I really wanted to, anyways. And so here I am now. I think it was 1 or 2 months after all this happened with my ex, I lost my job due to budget cuts. And so that really sucked too, because I don't want this to be like a really big sob story for you guys. I'm
Mm.
just, sharing in case this could resonate or help anybody. But
Of
I
course.
lost my job, and that was hard because I had just moved, and now I'm paying rent by myself, and yeah, I just didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know what the future would hold for me. And so that's why I've been full time streaming for like, what, 2 months now? Yeah. I think one of your questions to me, Teddy, was like goals. I would love to be a full time streamer. I don't know if this is going to be sustainable.
Mhm.
Obviously, we all know it's hard,
Yep.
and everybody has lives. Like, I feel bad when I get subs. I don't know if you feel the same way. You probably do. But
Mm.
it's like these are people's hard-earned money, and for me to make a living off of that just feels weird.
Mm.
And so I don't know if I'll ever make it, but I think I do need to start looking for a job now, if I want to stay in this apartment. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to break my lease and go move in with my parents or something. But but yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I am a lot better.
That's
So
good.
I know I said
That's
a lot
good.
of sad things,
Yeah.
but
Good. That's good.
anyways,
No, that's
yeah.
awesome. So yeah, Chad, I wanted Nis to share that because I don't know if a lot of people has been going through that. Yeah, just to connect to other people that have gone through that. Whether it's your from siblings to spouse or whatever, because a lot of people go through it a different kind of way. But it's been that when this told me, I wasn't sure how to feel. I wasn't sure if I was heated or sad, but I had mixed emotions, and it a lot. I was just like, damn, like that shit sucks. A lot of people would probably agree with me. I think this is a sweet person. She's fucking awesome. Her vibes dope. Um, one day we gotta meet up with her and just hang out because like she needs that. She needs those kind of people. So W community, W everybody that helped her out. People need that love. Like you mentioned, you experience the worst out of a human being, but also you experience the best out of a human being. So
Yeah.
that's been awesome. Yeah, so chat. Just think of this as a story, and if you guys have any, might be going through it, hit her up. I actually put up her socials right here on the command with this her Twitch or her her Instagram, her YouTube, which she's also trying to grow, and her TikTok. So yeah, just make sure you do that. With that being said, we do have a few questions that I had people DM me about, and I want to start off the fact that we just started talking about this. I want to start off with Romy's question. All right. So Romy's asking,
Okay.
you open to us about what happened to you with your situation. Any advice you would give anybody that's possibly going through the same thing? Also, do you
Ooh.
feel like this situation has helped you more than it hurt you?
Thank you, Romy, for that. My advice would be to listen to yourself sooner because I think the reason why I stayed so long was because I was out of touch with my intuition and that little voice inside my head. I just kept, like, for years while I was with him, I would always tell her, like, me, like, inside, no, it's fine. Just, it'll get better, blah, blah, blah. Like, I just pushed her into such like a tiny corner in my mind that I couldn't hear her anymore. And so if you are feeling this like gut thing telling you like something's not right, listen sooner. And I was so afraid of like leaving because I thought, okay, well, I don't want to be alone. I'm getting older. I might not find someone who does XYZ like him. But that's like it's almost like you're compromising for other things you like. Really listen to yourself if you can. And I'm the type of person who loves to soundboard with people. Like I will always lean on other people's wisdom. So reach out. Like I reached out a little bit to people. Thankfully, at least the one person, one of the like three people that I told really was pushing to get me out of that situation because if I didn't have her, I'm telling you, I would have still stayed. So talk to people and so that you can try to like get outside of your mind because sometimes these things happen in a cycle, like I said, and you're not going to realize it. I didn't realize it. In terms of if it has helped me more than it's hurt me, it's hard to answer because I felt so hurt during that time. I'm thankful that it happened in the sense that I think and I hope that my intuition is stronger now, that I'm not going to fall into the same cycle that I was in. I'm so like blessed that I have so many amazing people in my life. And I include you guys because, guys, Teddy reached out to me during that time. He was like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Are you okay? And there's a lot of people who did that. And even if people didn't do that, I know that they had me in their mind. So I really appreciate, people who reached out and just tried to check on you. Ultimately, I was filled with a lot more love, even though there was so much like hate and cruelty from him. It's overpowered by the love, and I will never stop being thankful that I felt that.
Slum has one. All right, just let's have some fun a little bit, chat. But thank you for sharing this. Slum's asking if you could be reincarnated as anything, including inanimate objects.
Oh,
What would she pick?
I love her. That's my mom. I don't think I would want to be an inanimate object. I'm like looking around my apartment just because, like, you're not alive. I'm going to say a dog because I love
Okay.
dogs.
Okay.
But I know it's sad because some dogs are abused. And I'm like, I don't want to
Oh
be a
shit.
dog. You know what I
Oh
mean? Like,
goddamn. Blame Slum, but I blame Slum. Where's she at?
I don't want to like have a bad situation, a bad home life, but I love dogs and people love dogs too and like I
Mhm,
think that would be such like a fulfilling thing to be so cuz the love from animals is so pure.
mhm.
And so yeah, I guess I'll say dogs. My other answer was going to be a river otter, but I don't like seafood, so I can't eat that. But I think
Okay.
they're so adorable and cute, so I'll just say a dog.
Do Romy's question. He's saying, if we all went to the club, what would be the
Ooh.
first round of drinks you would buy for everyone?
Oh.
And what would be the first song you're playing to get everybody turned up?
I know the song that turns me up, but I don't know if it's gonna turn everybody else
All
up.
right. All right.
I'll answer that one first. I love to Dougie. That's my
Let's
favorite
go.
dance. How about you? You too?
Let's go. That's me and Romy's favorite. Let's
No,
go.
are you for real?
Yeah.
Okay, we're literally family.
Yeah.
Wait, are you for real though, Teddy? Like
That-
that's your
that-
favorite?
I fucking Dougie to everything, bro.
Dude,
I dug into
dude,
everything. Slow music, country. I dug into
not the
every
slow
fucking yeah.
music.
For real. I dug into everything.
The Dougie is my favorite. I will literally throw out my neck to do that song. And like I always forget, despite doing this for years, I forget to stretch before I go out and like I have to like, do all this shit. But the next morning, I'm tight. I'm like, oh shit, I did it again. Yeah, so 100% it's the Dougie. So I'm glad that it gets you lit too, not just
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
In terms of a drink, I don't know. I'd probably want to ask what everyone's into. I I'm I'm a lightweight. So,
Nothing wrong
and I
with that.
don't really like the yeah, I don't really like the taste of alcohol. I do it socially, but I feel like everyone wants tequila shots, but I can't I'm weak. I'm weak. So I don't know. Maybe like a cute little a cute little shot, round of shots.
All right, Chad. Well, that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We've learned a lot. I hope you guys learned a lot too. And if you guys want to reach out to Niz for any kind of advice that if you might be feeling the same way, or you might know somebody that's kind of going through the same thing, reach out to her. But yeah, thank you, chat. Thank you everyone for hopping in. Niz, is there anything that you would like to share, or any closing statements for anybody?
I just want to say thank you. Thank you guys for listening. It was a crazy story, so thank you for hanging in there with me. If anybody needs anything, my lines are always open, seriously. And yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you, Teddy. Thank you, everyone in Crew Love, for just accepting me and embracing me. And I really appreciate all of you, honestly, from the bottom of my heart.
We'll see you guys on the next one. Much love.